I am Olivia Doutney.
I'm Susanna MacRae.
And we are the co-founders and co-directors of Liberata Collective. The title actually comes from the epic poem Jerusalem Liberata, meaning free, Jerusalem is freed. And this is where a lot of these kind of stories of antiquity that we find in Baroque operas, it's kind of the inspiration for those. Liberata, of course, also meaning freed.
Freedom.
We're sort of freed from any kind of constraints and freeing ourselves to come up with our own ideas.
Olivia and I have done a lot of work together in the past. In fact, we have done a previous opera production. We've done several recitals together. We know that we work very well together, so it was something that we particularly wanted to do, was to set up our own company and build it from there.
This was where we really decided to kind of bring our own ideas into the fold and to come up with our own venture and start creating the kind of productions that we really wanted to be doing as well.
We kind of got to thinking about how is opera different from watching something on Netflix, and how do we persuade audiences to come out to the opera? It's quite a huge commitment. A lot of the focus in modern productions at the moment, and sometimes it does work well, but I think sometimes it doesn't work so well using that very modern method of naturalistic acting. It sometimes doesn't quite hit the mark. So I wanted to bring something a bit different.
Yeah, that's the thing, because opera at its core essentially is unnatural. I mean, you're asking people to really suspend their disbelief. You have to find a way to keep that interesting for audiences in an increasingly visual world, using the body to get the story across.
So Baroque gesture is a historical acting method that was used throughout the 17th and 18th centuries, mostly in music and opera, but also in oratory and in the court. When we were talking about kind of making our own company, we had decided, I suppose, that this was something that not many people were exploring. It's really not easy to see it on the stages in the UK. Like, often there really is not another company that really have it at the heart of what they do, and we thought that could be really exciting to explore. The rules of the gesture itself are very much based on the court etiquette of the time. So there are various rules about where you can stand on the stage, depending on your status of character, how you should stand, how you should use your hands, how you should hold your fingers.
The movement of the hands, I think, because it's Baroque gesture, everything is more done with the hands and the arms.
Essentially, each character within that framework, their own personality, their own kind of characterization will give them a particular way of moving.
There's a certain sense of liberation and a certain sense of freedom performing and exploring more of the character that I'm playing, Orlando. Different expressions, different interpretations.
It's also at the discretion of the actor or actress to also come up with their own gestures that embody the character they're playing. So it gives us a set of rules of which we can break them, play around with them, and ultimately we've really found that it creates this real focus and intensity to what we're doing, especially as opera singers. It's a real amazing tool to focus our attention and to create a sort of holistic character rather than just flitting from aria to aria.
It's really the working style that we liked about it, the sort of the working style that it would permit us to explore.
Our whole ethos as a company is built around singers coming together as a group and figuring out the best way in which to make the gesture work for us and for audiences. We don't necessarily have a director who's in charge and who sort of puts onto a concept onto our productions, but it's a collective experience.
It's such a collective teamwork that everyone gives their input as to how they see certain things in certain aspects and certain situations of the opera, where I think wouldn't have been the case with other companies where there's one director, his way goes, his or her way goes. This one is more like a collective teamwork, and I feel as if this gives me a lot more chance, a lot more opportunities to explore and express how I feel about this character?
Nice. I was of course interested in how it was going to work, and particularly when I'm doing Baroque repertoire, I feel it's a collaborative way that I like to work in. So it feels I feel very much at home here, and I'm enjoying it. Yes, very much.
Oh, it's been a fantastic experience so far working with Liberata Collective. I'm originally a tenor, but having to explore my upper range as a countertenor, I grew up going to church and singing gospel and singing in the high register and falsetto and head voice all these years. And also as a tenor, I always do warm-ups in my head voice and mixed voice. So it's been a challenge at the same time exploring this character of Orlando and also exploring this new way of singing.
As singers, as recitalists and in our auditions, we spend our lives staging our own arias, and it is something that a lot of singers have a huge amount of skill in, and to bring that to the rehearsal room and have an environment where that's allowed and we can throw ideas around and we can try stuff, and sometimes it doesn't work and we find a different solution. But yeah, we very much came to this with we have a staging framework, we have essentially blocking sheets that we're working off, so we provided the framework, but it's amazing to see our singers embody that framework and then add to it, and it becomes...
It's like they're taking their freedom within that framework, and they have such incredible ideas. It's been amazing.
But there is something really magical about bringing together people who know what they're doing and just get how to work with other people. It's something that's really important to us when we're thinking about who to collaborate with. We need people that we know will kind of enjoy this style of theatre and our way of working. And we're really excited about this collaboration because it's going very well.
It's a complete pleasure to play with Hesperi. It's nice to come into a group that's already feels as though it's played a lot together and knows each other very well. And I don't feel I have to impose a lot on top of that. It's just encourage, and we seem to be having fun so far, so that's great.
Ensemble Hesperi, they have been amazing. I think it's somewhat new to have an ensemble of this caliber. They give off such a deep and colorful and profound sound that it's just been perfect, actually.
So what we have coming up is 3 sold-out performances of Orlando at Buxton International Festival. So those are a matinee on the 10th of July, then 14th of July and the 21st. And we also have a bonus performance at Litchfield Festival on the 11th of July. Also, stay tuned for our plans for 2024. There might be a big announcement coming soon.
If you want to find out more about the company, please find us online. We have a website, www.liberatacollective.com. Also on Facebook and Instagram at Liberata Collective. And we have a newsletter which comes out monthly with lots of information about what we're up to, exclusive behind the scenes content, and also talking more about Baroque gesture. So it's kind of your chance to learn more about what Baroque gesture is and how we might use it in our shows. And the newsletter sign up is on our website.